The whistle pierced the humid air like a knife, and before I could even catch my breath from the last lap, Coach Harlan's voice boomed across the pool deck. "What the hell was that, Ellis? You call that a turn? You're swimming like you've got anchors on your feet." My heart slammed against my ribs, not from the exertion, but from the way his eyes locked onto mine. Fierce, unyielding, and somehow, in that split second, pulling me under deeper than any dive. I gasped for air, chlorine stinging my eyes, as the team erupted in muffled chuckles. But I wasn't laughing. No, I was plotting. Right there, mid-recovery, with my goggles fogged and my muscles screaming, I decided I'd trick him. I'd make him see me, not as the screw-up kid from the suburbs of Orlando, Florida, but as the guy who could outsmart the system, the one worth noticing beyond the lane lines. It started innocently enough, or at least that's what I told myself later, when the guilt gnawed at me like a bad cramp. Freshman year at the University of Central Florida had been a whirlwind of palm-fringed chaos. Sun-soaked parties bleeding into dawn, the perpetual hum of I-4 traffic outside my dorm window, and the relentless grind of swim practice that left me boneless and bruised. I was Alex Ellis, 18 years old, with a body honed by years of pounding the water since I was a gawky kid in community league, dreaming of Olympics gold while hiding crushes on the lifeguards who looked the other way. Swimming was my escape, my armor. Back home in a split-level house on a cul-de-sac where dads mowed lawns in khakis and moms hosted Tupperware parties. Being gay felt like smuggling contraband. I'd come out to my parents at 16. After one too many tears over a boy from youth group who ghosted me after a stolen kiss behind the bleachers. They hugged me, said they loved me no matter what. But the air in our house thickened after that, like we'd all agreed to pretend the rainbow flag didn't exist. Florida's sun baked everything golden, but it couldn't touch the shadows in my chest. College was supposed to be different. UCF's campus sprawled like a subtropical paradise, all gleaming glass buildings and man-made lakes stocked with lazy alligators. Knights athletics was the heartbeat, and the swim team? We were the underdogs, scrappy and sun-bleached, chasing nationals in a state more famous for theme parks than trophies. That's where Coach Harlan came in, Ethan Harlan, 32, with salt and pepper hair cropped military short, a jawline that could cut glass, and arms like coiled pythons from his own days as a D1 diver. He was the kind of man who commanded the deck without raising his voice, his presence a gravitational pull that made the water feel shallower. I fell for him the first day of tryouts. He was barking orders from the starting block, stopwatch in one hand, clipboard in the other, his tank top clinging to sweat-slicked skin. Push through the burn, boys. Pain's just weakness leaving the body. His eyes scanned us like we were raw material, and when they landed on me, mid-flip turn, slicing through the blue, he nodded. Just once. It was enough to ignite something reckless in me. By week 3, I was hooked, not just on the laps, but on the stolen glances. The way he'd towel off after coaching, veins popping on his forearms. How he'd linger by my lane during cooldowns, murmuring tips about Streamline that felt like secrets. Was he gay? Rumors swirled in the locker room. Whispers about his ex, a guy from his coaching cert program up in Boston. But nothing solid. In the South, where don't ask, don't tell lingered like humidity, you learn to read between the strokes. That's when the idea hit, the trick. Our big meet was against Florida State, the Seminoles. Our rivals, all swagger and speed in garnet and gold. Coach had us drilling relay exchanges like our lives depended on it. I was anchor on the medley, the guy who had to bring it home. But doubt crept in. I was good state champ in high school, but not great. Not yet. And with Harlan watching, every fumble felt like failure. Enter Jake, my roommate, best friend since orientation, with his easy grin and surfer-dude drawl from Cocoa Beach. Straight as an arrow but loyal to a fault. We bonded over late-night Whataburger runs and venting about calc homework. "Dude, you're overthinking it," he'd say, tossing me a Gatorade. "Harlan's just intense. He sees potential in you." Potential. The word twisted in my gut. I wanted more than that. So one muggy Tuesday after practice, sprawled on our bunk beds with the AC rattling like bones, I spilled it. What if I faked an injury during FSU warm-ups? Limp a bit, sell the ankle tweak. Coach pulls me, puts in Ramirez. Then I miraculously recover mid-meet, sub back in, crush the anchor leg. Hero status. Harlan notices. Jake sat up, blonde hair flopping over his forehead. Bro, that's messed up. Fair play, man. What if you get caught? I won't. It's just a ploy. Builds drama. Makes the win sweeter. Lies all of it. Truth was, I craved Harlan's attention. His hand on my shoulder, that rare smile when I nailed a set. In my fevered brain, it was romantic, a grand gesture straight out of some indie film we'd binge on Netflix. He eyed me, then shrugged. Your funeral, Ellis. But if shit hits the fan, I'm out. It was a pact sealed in the dim glow of my phone screen, scrolling through Harlan's sparse Instagram. Mostly team pics, one faded shot of him at a pride walk in Miami. Rainbow armband peeking from his sleeve. Proof. Or hope. The week blurred into a frenzy of flips and kicks. Orlando's October heat pressed down, turning the pool into a steam bath. Harlan pushed us harder, his voice a steady anchor. Team's only as strong as its weakest link. Don't be that link. I nodded, swallowing the urge to confess everything. Not the trick, but the ache. The way his laugh during film sessions made my chest tight. Friday dawned electric. FSU banners flapping like war flags as their bus rolled in. The natatorium buzzed. Parents in folding chairs, boosters with coolers of sweet tea, the scent of sunscreen mingling with bleach. I taped my ankle preemptively, heart hammering as we warmed up. Harlan clapped my back, his touch lingering a beat too long. You got this, Alex. Clean exchanges. Bring us home. I nodded, throat dry. The medley relay loomed, backstroke leadoff gunning for the wall. My turn waited, coiled like a spring. As the horn blared for warm-ups, I waded in, chatting with Jake. Now, I mouthed. He nodded, splashing water my way, accidentally. I yelped, twisting dramatically, clutching my ankle as if shot. Ah, shit, coach. Heads turned. Harlan was there in seconds, face etching concern. Ellis? What happened? Twisted it on the deck. Feels like fire. I winced, milking it, eyes flicking to his, searching for that spark. He knelt, fingers probing gently, sending jolts up my leg that had nothing to do with pain. Can you put weight on it? I hobbled, biting my lip. The team clustered, murmurs rising. FSU guys smirked from their lanes. Ramirez, Harlan called, voice tight. You're in for anchor. Ellis, ice it. Trainer's tent. Defeat crashed over me, cold as the deck. This was it, my ploy unfolding. But as he helped me up, arm around my waist for support, the contact burned. His scent, chlorine and cedar cologne, filled my lungs. Hang in there, kid, he murmured. We'll get you back. Kid. The word stung. I limped away, the roar of the crowd fading, Jake's guilty glance trailing me. In the tent, alone with the hum of the AC unit, reality seeped in. What had I done? Not just to the team, but to this fragile thing blooming in my chest. A crush, stupid and pure, now tainted by my lie. The meat unfolded in bursts. Cheers echoing, splashes punctuating the air. I peeked out, ankle propped on a cooler, watching Ramirez flounder in the exchange. Fumble, drop time. FSU pulled ahead. Harlan paced the deck, jaw clenched, stealing glances my way. Each one twisted the knife deeper. Halftime whistle. He stormed in, eyes blazing. Alex, talk to me. How's the ankle? Better? I lied, flexing it experimentally. Maybe I can. No. Firm, but soft at the edges. We don't risk it. Not like this. He sat on the stool beside me, closer than necessary, elbows on knees. Listen, I know pressure's on. FSU's got that ringer, but we're scrappier. You taught me that your grit in sets. Don't throw it away on one race. My throat closed. Grit? He saw me. Really saw. Coach, The door flap rustled. Jake, breathless. Harlan, we need you. Backstrokes anchoring early. He stood, squeezing my shoulder. Stay put. We'll fight without you. Gone, leaving warmth in his wake. Couldn't. The lie festered, a betrayal not just of the team, but of him. of US whatever us could be. Grabbing the crutch, I hobbled out, the crowd's roar swelling. Relay time. Ramirez in my lane, eyes wide as saucers. Gun crack, backstroker off the wall. Breaststroke handover, clean. Fly leg powering through. Then Ramirez, freestyle anchor, diving in ragged. He faltered. 2 strokes in, arm caught the lane rope. Splash. Time lost. FSU sky surged. Inches from victory. I dropped the crutch. Coach! No time for thought. I stripped off my parka. Dove and unannounced. Lane empty, water welcoming. Stroke after stroke. Lungs burning. I chased Ramirez, who gawked from the wall. Touched the wall. Harlan's whistle shredded the air. Disqualified. DQ. The scoreboard froze, Seminoles erupting. Chaos. Teammates yelling, officials conferring. Harlan hauled me out, fury radiating. What the fuck, Ellis? You're hurt. Not hurt. I gasped, dripping on the deck. Never was. I faked it. To sub back in. Make a splash. Stupid, I know. Silence. His face, shock, then something darker. Betrayal. The team stared, Jake paling in the corner. Out! Harlan snapped. Locker room. Now. The walk was executioner's march, wet footprints trailing like tears. Inside, empty and echoing, he followed, slamming the door. Explain. Voice low, dangerous. Words tumbled. The insecurity, the crush. I stopped short there, the desperation for his eyes on me. I wanted to be the hero. For you. For the team. He raked a hand through his hair, pacing. Fair play, Alex. That's what this is. Not tricks. Not lies. Pause, eyes searching mine. You think I don't see you? Every damn practice, you're there. Pushing, fighting. That's why I chose you for anchor. Not some ploy. Heat flooded my face. You saw me more than you know. Soft now, stepping closer. The air thickened, charged like pre-storm Florida sky. His hand lifted, hesitated, then cupped my jaw, thumb brushing stubble. But trust? That's earned. You broke it. I leaned in, breath mingling. I'm sorry. Let me earn it back. His gaze dropped to my lips, then away. Not like this. Not on lies. But he didn't pull back. For a heartbeat, the world narrowed to us. Coach and swimmer, man and boy on the cusp. Then the door banged. Teammates piling in, meat lost, mood sour. Moment shattered. Harlan stepped away, mask slipping on. Hit the showers. We'll talk later. Later came in fragments. Cold glances at dinner in the athletic center. Jake's awkward apology over text. I should have stopped you, man. I tossed in my bunk that night, replaying his touch, the almost kiss hanging like humidity. Monday practice loomed, Judgment Day. I arrived early, pool lights harsh, water still as glass. Harlan was there, clipboard in hand, but his eyes softened when they met mine. Warm up. Let's see that grit. No yelling, just work. Laps blurred, his feedback steady. Better turn, Ellis. Keep that elbow high. I cool down. The knot in my chest loosened. Team chattered normal, Jake clapping my back. Forgiveness, tentative. But the trick's shadow lingered. Whispers in the locker room. Heard Ellis pulled a fast one. Harlan shut it down. Mistakes happen. Learn and move. Weeks passed. Fall deepening into sweater weather rare for Florida. Our next meet against USF, I swam clean, personal best anchor, pulling us to victory. Harlan's high five lingered, fingers squeezing. That's my guy. My guy. The words echoed, warming colder than any metal. Off deck, things shifted. Study hall in the athletic lounge, he dropped by. Calc giving you hell? I minored in it. We talk. Not just strokes, but life. His Boston roots coming out in a locker room brawl that cost him a scholarship. Hit it till I couldn't. Best and worst decision. I shared too. Parents' awkward love, high school heartbreaks. Felt like swimming against current alone. You're not, he said one night, rain pattering the windows. Not anymore. The pull intensified. A brush of hands during film review. His laugh at my dumb jokes. Jake noticed, ribbing me. You two got that vibe, bro. Go for it. But power lines blurred coach authority. Rules. I pushed down, focused on Nationals qualifier looming. Then betrayal struck, not from me, but Jake. Overheard in the weight room, him venting to Ramirez. Ellis is obsessed. It's creepy. Harlan's straight, man. Lay off. Knife twist. My best friend selling me out. That night, confrontation in our room. Creepy? Obsessed. He flushed. Dude, I was joking. Protecting you. Harlan's off limits. By trashing me? Door schlimm. I crashed at a teammate's, tears hot on pillow. Morning practice, raw. Harlan pulled me aside post-set. Heard about Jake. You okay? Word traveled. No. Betrayed. By him. By myself still. He nodded, eyes steady. Betrayal cuts deep, but it shows you who stays. Hand on my arm, firm. I'm here. The touch ignited. I stepped closer, voice whisper. As coach? Or? Pause, electric. Both. But slow, Alex. Earn it right. Heart soared. First real kiss came later. After a road trip win in Tampa. Back seat of the team van. His lips soft. Tasting of victory Gatorade. Tentative, then deepening, hands and hair world fading to us. But conflict brewed. Nationals approached, pressure mounting. Jake apologized, tearful. I was scared for you. Forgive. I did eventually. Team mended. Climax hit at qualifiers in Atlanta. Ice rink cold arena. Crowds thundering. Medley relay me anchor. Led slim. Off the block. Water a roar, I powered. Every stroke for Harlan. For us. For fair play learned hard. Touch. Gold. Roar deafened. Podium. Metal heavy. His hug tighter. Whisper. Proud. So damn proud. Back in Orlando, spring break sun, we walked Lake Eola. Swans gliding, skyline twinkling. This, us. It's real? I asked. Real as it gets, he said, hand in mine. No tricks. Just us playing fair. Humanity in that. Flaws, forgiveness, love earned stroke by stroke. In America's heartland of dreams and doubts, we swam on, together. The glow from that Atlanta podium lingered like the aftertaste of cheap champagne we snuck back in the hotel room. Bubbles fizzing on my tongue as Harlan's fingers traced lazy circles on my bare shoulder. We'd waited until the team crashed, doors locked, the hum of the AC masking our hushed laughs. Your trouble, Ellis? He murmured, lips brushing my ear. But there was no edge to it, just warmth that pooled low in my gut, chasing away the qualifier's adrenaline crash. I propped on an elbow, hotel sheets tangled around us, the city lights filtering through sheer curtains like fireflies trapped in glass. At 22 now, no wait. That first fall I was 18, time slipping like water through fingers. But in that moment, I felt timeless, suspended in the soft underbelly of what we'd become. Trouble? Me? You're the one who recruited a liar onto the team. He chuckled, deep and rumbling, pulling me closer until my head tucked under his chin. His heartbeat a steady thrum against my temple. Recruited a fighter. The rest? We work on. His voice dipped, serious now. But Alex, it's gotta stay quiet. For now. Athletics code, boosters breathing down my neck. One whisper and I nodded into his chest, inhaling the clean scent of him. Irish spring soap and faint chlorine that never quite washed out. I know. Discretion's my middle name. Lie again. Discretion was a cage, gilded but confining. In Orlando's sprawling suburbs, where megachurches dotted the landscape like judgmental billboards and pride flags flew half-mast for fear of backlash, hiding felt like second nature. But with Harlan it chafed, raw as a fresh tattoo. Summer break hit like a heat wave, practice scaling back to twice weekly, the pool deck echoing with absence. I stayed on campus, subletting a spot near Mills 50, the artsy district with its murals of vibrant murals and hole-in-the-wall taquerias that served horchata cold enough to numb the soul. Harlan's place was a modest rancher in Winter Park, all mid-century charm with a backyard mango tree dropping fruit like forbidden temptations. We'd carve out stolen hours. Him cooking carnitas on his rusty grill, me sprawled on the porch swing, recounting dumb team stories while cicadas screamed approval. One evening, as the sun dipped low, painting the sky in slashes of tangerine and violet, we sat on his tailgate parked at a deserted overlook off Highway 441. The city sprawled below, a twinkling beast of concrete and neon, Disney's fireworks blooming distant like stars fallen to earth. His arm draped casual over my shoulders, thumb stroking my collarbone. "Ever think about after?" he asked, voice casual but eyes distant. "After what? Nationals?" I teased, nipping his earlobe. He swatted me gentle. "After swimming. Life. You with some fancy job in New York or LA? Forgetting this swamp rat coach." The question landed heavy. I shifted, facing him, the truck's metal warm under my palms. "Forget? Ethan, you're etched in. Like that scar on your knee from the '05 Olympics qualifier dive gone wrong." I'd traced it 100 times, lips and fingers mapping the story he told in whispers. A bad board, a splash that ended dreams but birthed resilience. He smiled, sad-edged. "Good, 'cause I'm not going anywhere. But life's not lanes, Alex. It turns, catches you off guard." Prophetic that. Fall semester revved up, teams swelling with recruits. Fresh-faced kids from Cali beaches and Midwest farms. All wide eyes and egos unbruised. Jake and I patched solid, him dating a sorority girl with laugh like wind chimes, me juggling classes in sports psych and a secret notebook of poetry scraps about blue eyes and underwater grace. Harlan amped drills, nationals the holy grail. "We're not just swimming," he'd say, whistle dangling from his neck like a talisman. "We're building legacy." His glances my way lingered longer, charged with promise. But the deck was public. Eyes everywhere. Cracks showed first in November, at a scrimmage against Miami. I nailed a 200 fly, lungs fire, but post-race, celebrating with a dap that turned hug, Ramirez wolf whistled. "Get a room, lovebirds." Laughter rippled, but Harlan's face tightened, pulling me aside later in the office. "Tone it, please." Guilt nod. "Sorry. Slipped. It's okay. Just careful." His kiss was fierce then, door locked, desk edge digging my back. A reminder of stakes. Betrayal brewed subtle. Jake, ever the fixer, started hovering. "You two are obvious, man." Ramirez is blabbing to boosters. Protective but prying. I brushed it off, dove deeper into us. Holiday break split us. Me to Orlando burbs for turkey and tense family dinners. Him to Boston for snow and a sister who grilled him via FaceTime about that swimmer boy. Reunited in January. The air crackled, practices electric. We stole moments. Quick coffee at Barney's, hands brushing under tables. Midnight drives to Canaveral, toes in sand, stars wheeling overhead as we talked futures. Me coaching youth, him eyeing D1 head gig. Then the leak. Valentine's week. Anonymous email to athletic director. Harlan's favoritism compromising team integrity. See attached. Photos, grainy, but damning. Tailgate embrace, office door ajar with shadows entwined. Panic hit like a false start. Harlan called emergency huddle in his office, me last in, door clicking shut. "It's out. Someone's gunning." "Who?" My voice cracked. "Doesn't matter. Damage does." He paced, tie loosened, vulnerability cracking his armor. "I fight this, career tanks. You transfer, scholarship gone." "No." Defiant. "We face it." His eyes met mine, raw. "Together. Always." The storm broke. Investigations, interviews, booster meetings in paneled rooms smelling of cigar ash and old money. Team fractured. Loyalists like Jake defending. Others whispering, inappropriate. Ramirez, smug, cornered me in showers. "Knew it, creep." Fist clenched, but Harlan's words echoed. "Fair play." I walked. Climax crested at regionals in Gainesville, Gatorpool, hostile turf. Rumors swirled, press sniffing. We swam shadows of ourselves, tension coiling like bad form. Medley final. I'm anchor, lead razor thin. Block high, gun cracks. Water engulfs, world mutes to stroke pull breathe. Halfway, vision blurs, not fatigue, tears. For us, teetering. Touch. Win by a fingernail. Podium hollow, metal cold, Harlan's hug forbidden under spotlights. That night, hotel bar, team toasting, he pulled me to balcony. Rain lashed, city blurred. I quit, he said flat. What? No. Resign tomorrow. Protect you. The team. Eyes wet. Love you too much to drag you down. Love. First time spoken. Crumbled me. Then I quit too. We start clean. He kissed me then. Rain-soaked, desperate, salt and storm. Stubborn kid. Your kid. Resolution dawned slow. Harlan stepped down. Personal reasons. Landed assistant gig at a high school in Tampa. I redshirted, focused studies, joined LGBTQ Alliance on campus. Speeches in quad. Rainbow pins on backpacks normalizing what we hid. Spring thawed. We met halfway. Drives along the coast. St. Pete beaches. Sunsets bleeding pink. Jake visited. Awkward bridge. Proud of you, man. Both. Betrayal's scar faded. Replaced by truth's ink. Summer, we moved in, tiny apartment in Ybor, salsa music drifting nights. No tricks, just tandem, him coaching, me interning at a sports nonprofit, teaching kids fair play starts with honesty. One evening, poolside at his school meet, watching him whistle commands, I slipped up behind, arms loose around waist. Parents glanced, but he leaned back, solid. Bold, he murmured. Learned from the best. Humanity's quiet win. Love not despite flaws, but through them, fair, fierce, forever. The Ybor apartment smelled of fresh paint and Cuban coffee in those early days. A shoebox space with creaky floors and windows rattling from the rumble of heritage streetcars trundling past like ghosts of old Tampa. We'd furnished it piecemeal. My lumpy couch from the dorm, his oak coffee table scarred from years of stopwatches and strategy scribbles, a mismatched set of mugs from thrift stores along 7th Avenue. It wasn't much, but it was ours, carved from the wreckage of that anonymous email like a phoenix from Florida ash. Morning started with the hiss of the espresso maker, Harlan, Ethan now off the deck, padding barefoot across the linoleum in boxers and a faded UCFT, handing me a demitasse with a kiss that tasted of crema and promise. Apinjieching, shump, you got that panel at 9. I'd groan, burying my face in his neck, inhaling the sleep-warm scent of him. But he'd laugh that low rumble and propel me toward the shower, where steam fogged the mirror and our reflections blurred into one. My internship at the Tampa Bay Sports Outreach kept me busy, coaching at-risk kids in after-school clinics, teaching not just butterfly pulls but life strokes. Resilience, community, the art of surfacing after a bad dive. It felt right, humanistic in its grit, echoing the lessons I'd clawed from my own mess. Fair play isn't just rules. I'd tell the wide-eyed tweens, huddled on gym mats slick with sweat. It's owning your fumbles, then flipping the turn. Ethan thrived at Jefferson High, molding a ragtag JV squad into contenders. Practices ran him ragged, home late with tales of prodigy freshmen and meddlesome parents, but his eyes lit when he talked shop. Strategy sessions over takeout from La Segunda. Diagrams sketched on napkins greasy with medianoche grease. This kid, Marco, reminds me of you. All fire, no form yet. I'd smirk, stealing a bite. Better watch he doesn't trick you. He'd pause, fork midway, then grin. Nah, learned my lesson. Spot the fakers a mile off now. Our rhythm settled, but shadows lingered. Jake texted sporadically from UCF, team updates, invites to nights games we'd attend incognito, cheering from nosebleeds. Miss you on deck. Bro Coach Ramirez is a drill sergeant, no soul. Laughter masked the ache. The team felt like a shed skin, necessary but nostalgic. Betrayal's echo resurfaced in April, a forwarded article from the Orlando Sentinel. UCF swim scandal. Coach resigns amid favoritism claims. Grainy photo of Ethan mid-whistle, my face blurred in background. Comments section a cesspool. Slurs slung like cheap shots. Agenda pushing and worse. I slammed my laptop, heart pounding. Ethan found me on the fire escape, staring at the brick canyon below, streetlights flickering like faulty synapses. Alex, hand on my back, steady. It's noise. Damage. I spat. To you. Us. He sat beside, legs dangling. Damage builds calluses. Remember Atlanta? We won anyway. But doubt crept, a slow current. Nights, I'd wake to his tossing, murmuring about boosters' calls, job offers yanked. They think I'm a risk, he'd confess over dawn runs along the Riverwalk, Bayshore's mansions mocking our scramble. Gotta prove him wrong. I pushed harder, volunteering double shifts, networking at pride mixers where leather daddies and fresh-out queers mingled under banyan trees strung with fairy lights. There, I met Theo, nonprofit director, sharp as a starter's gun, with a jaw like marble and eyes that dissected motives. Your story's gold, Alex, he said at a fundraiser, clinking glasses of cava. From closet to coach, kids need that. Flirtation sparked, innocent at first. Late emails on grant proposals, coffee brainstorms at Oxford Exchange, where chandeliers dripped crystal and scones flaked butter. Ethan noticed, casual. Theo seems intense. Good intense. Yeah. Network. Guilt twisted, but so did thrill, the validation of being seen without shadows. May bloomed humid. Our anniversary marked with a weekend in Key West, 6 hours south, Conch Republic vibes, rainbow flags snapping from every porch like defiant petals. We rented a scooter, zipped Duval Street, hands linked at stops, sipping key lime pie on a stick under Hemingway's Six-Toed Cats. Night fell, we danced at a drag bar, Gloria Estefan blasting, his hips against mine in the crush. Free, finally, in this southernmost speck of America. Back in Tampa, conflict simmered. Theo's offers escalated. Full-time role, travel to conferences, a life beyond pools. You're bigger than coaching kids, Alex. Impact the system. Ethan's promo stalled. Principal citing optics. Tension coiled at home. Silences over dinner, arguments in whispers. You're pulling away, he accused one night, rain hammering tin roof. I'm not. Just options. Options like him? Jealousy raw, unexpected. Theo? Professional. But the lie soured. Those coffees had veered. A hand on knee under cafe tables. Theo's you're wasted here laced with hunger. Climax erupted mid-June at Jefferson's championship banquet. Gym decked in blue streamers, kids in ill-fitting suits, proud parents snapping pics. I sat front row, clapping as Ethan accepted Coach of the Year, his speech humble. These boys taught me fair play, hard over hustle. After, in the parking lot, Theo waited by my Jeep, suit rumpled, eyes intent. Heard the news. Congrats to him. But Alex, DC office needs you. Start date next month. Heart stuttered. DC? That's change. Real impact. His hand cupped my elbow, thumb stroking. Come with me. Betrayal's mirror. Me now the tricker, dangling futures. I can't. Not yet. He leaned, breath minty. Why? For a guy holding you back. Words ignited. I shoved away, but the seed planted doubt, that sneaky undercurrent. Home, Ethan sensed. What? Told Theo no. Half-truth. He nodded, but eyes shadowed. Good. 'Cause I'm all in. Summer peaked. Heat index triple digits. AC units wheezing surrender. We escaped to Clearwater Beach, white sand blistering feet, Gulf waves lapping turquoise. Buried in dunes, bodies entwined under a striped umbrella. He whispered dreams. By a place up coast. You me a pool in the yard. Coach together. Idle shattered by a call, UCF, Jake's line. Alex Ramirez out. Interim coach slot open. For Ethan. Hope flared. We drove north, interview in the athletic tower, glass walls overlooking the lake. Director stern. Past issues noted, but results speak. Provisional. Elation. But Theo emailed. Last chance. DC waits. Choice loomed. A flip turn at the wall. July 4th. Fireworks over the bay. We watched from the pier. Hands clasped. Stay? He asked, vulnerable. I love you, I said. Truth. But growth. His face fell. Fireworks reflecting in eyes like shattered stars. Go if you need. I'll wait. No, that wasn't fair play. Dawn run next day, sweat slick. I stopped him mid-stride. I'm staying. Us first. Relief, kiss salt stung. Theo faded. Polite decline. Doors closing soft. Fall brought renewal. Ethan interim, team rallying. I joined as assistant, our synergy electric, drills humming, recruits thriving. Jake visited, bro hug tight. Knew you'd ferret, humanity's thread. Love as anchor, not chain. Choices made honest, betrayals mended with strokes forward. By August, the interim tag chafed like ill-fitted fins. Ethan's office a revolving door of skeptical admins and booster lunches where silver-haired suits dissected his every decision over dry-aged steaks at the Palm. Proven track record matters, Harlan? One drawled, fork spearing a shrimp the size of my thumb. That UCF hiccup. Water under the bridge? We'd nod, smiles plastic, but back in the truck, his knuckles whitened on the wheel, jaw grinding like gravel under tires. You're killing it, I'd say. Hand on his thigh as we merged onto the 408, Orlando's skyline a jagged promise. Kids love you. Wind's coming. He'd exhale, covering my hand with his. Winds fix optics. But trust? That's you. Simple, profound. Our glue in this American grind of meritocracy laced with bias. Team gelled, a mosaic of backgrounds. Marco, the firecracker freshman from Ethan's JV, now redshirting with us. Lena, transfer diver from Georgia with a mean pike and a laugh that echoed off the blocks. Jake, graduated but volunteering, his presence a bridge to old wounds healed. Practices pulsed with energy. Interval sets at dawn, film breakdowns till dusk, the natatorium a cathedral of splashes and shouts. Off deck, life layered richer. We hosted team barbecues in our expanding circle. Now a 2-bedroom craftsman in Thornton Park, gingerbread trim, and a porch swing creaking under starlight. Smoke from the Weber curled lazy. Ribs sauce tangy. Kids cannonballing our kiddie pool while Ethan manned the grill. Aprons smeared. Barking flip 'em even. Like orders. I'd catch his eye across the yard. That private smile. Ours unspoken. But conflict simmered external. Media sniffed again. A podcaster from Miami Heat radio digging. Harlan's return. Redemption or risk? Airs during drive time, callers piling on, some supportive, loves love, let the man coach. Others venom, distraction. Fire him. Ethan brushed it public, but private, it eroded, sleepless nights. My arms his harbor as he vented. Feel like a sideshow, not a coach. I'd counter with stories from clinics. A kid named Javier, 13, coming out to me post-session. Tears mixing with pool water. You and coach, you're brave. Proof. Ripples outward. Theo resurfaced autumnal, a conference invite to Atlanta LGBTQ in Sports Summit. Neutral ground. His email read. No strings. Insights for your work. Ethan urged. Go. Network. I'll hold. Atlanta hummed October crisp. Peachtree streets lined with amber leaves rare for southern climes. Panels buzzed. Keynotes on allyship, workshops on inclusive policies. Theo, polished in chinos, cornered me at the mixer, hotel ballroom aglow with LED orbs, craft cocktails flowing. Missed you in D.C., he said, eyes appraising. Harlan holding steady? Yeah, strong. Defensive sip of old-fashioned. He leaned, cologne sharp. But you? Wasting talent playing assistant in the minors. Sting landed. It's not playing. It's building. Building what? A closet. Low blow but truish, we still coded texts, held hands only in queer spaces. Rest of summit blurred. Contacts made. Fire lit. Back in Orlando, I pushed Ethan. We go public. Fuck the noise. His face shadowed. Not yet. One bad season, we're done. Tension frayed threads. Arguments sparked over small. Forgotten dry cleaning. Practice overruns, eating date nights. You're married to the team. I snapped one night, Thai takeout cooling on the counter. And you're flirting with escape. He shot back, voice cracking. Theo? Jealous. Heat rose. Hurt. Admission hung, raw. We made up furious. Bodies colliding on the rug. Apologies gasped between kisses, but fracture lingered. Climax brewed at mid-season invitational in Jacksonville. Beachfront arena where salt air mingled with hype. We led rankings but pressure cooker hot. For 100 free relay, Ethan pacing deck. Me in stands with families, heart in throat. Hand over fumbles, our third leg clips lane, DQ threat. Anchor powers, but judges confer. Red card flashes. Loss. Crowd boos. Team deflates. Locker room volcano. Ethan explodes. Rare. Sloppy. Unacceptable. Towel snap echoing. I burst in, protocol be damned. Enough. They're kids. We regroup. Ice clash, his fury mine mirror. Stay out, Alex. Can't. We're in this. Door slams on me. Outside. Rain sheets. I pace. Thunder rumbling like gut. Jake finds me. Umbrella shared. He's scared. Whole program's on him. Nod. Me too. Re-entry. Ethan slumped on bench. Head in hands. Sorry. Cracked. I kneel, hands on knees. We all do. But hiding us? That's the crack. Silence stretches, broken by drip-drip lockers. Public after Max. He concedes. Win or lose. Relief floods. Deal. Max, Mid-Atlantic Conference. Loomed March. Greensboro Coliseum. Stakes national invite. Training amped. Dawn waits. Yoga for flexibility. Mental drills with a sports psych who clocked our dynamic with a knowing wink. Betrayal twist. Ramirez, ex-teammate, now FSU assistant, leaks to press pre-meet. Harlan's bias cost UCF. History repeats. Article drops, boosters circle like sharks. Ethan steals. Ignore. Swim. Prelims clean, but finals night. Medley again. Me coaching from deck now, whistle twin to his. Backstroke lead off, strong. Breast power surge. Fly, Marco's debut, slices clean. Anchor, our vet, burly Mike, dives fierce. Turn 2, he cramps, leg sees, stroke falters. FSU inches ahead. Ethan signals change. I sub in, unorthodox, rules bent for emergency. Splash. Water roars, muscles memory. Stroke. Pull. Breathe. Ethan's voice cuts through. For us. Touch. .02 ahead. Win. Coliseum erupts. Tears mix with chlorine as team piles. Ethan hugging fierce. Cameras flashing. Presser post. Mike's thrust. Coach Harlan. Emotional night? He glances me, hand casual on shoulder. Family. That's the win. Subtle but spark. Article next day. Harlan's pride. Love powers UCF surge. Public pivot. We post joint Insta. Deck shot. Arms linked. Caption. Team on and off. Fair play love wins. Likes flood. Rainbows emoji storm. Backlash bites, hate mail, petition for ouster but support swells. Alumni donations, pride org endorsements. Kids from clinic sending drawings of us as superheroes. Resolution softens. Summer. We marry quiet. Courthouse steps. Jake best man. Rings simple titanium etched with anchor. Honeymoon road trip. Panhandle to panhandle. Beaches empty. Promises renewed under lighthouses beaming. Years fold. Ethan head coach. Me program director. Nonprofit thriving. Javier, that kid, swims for us now, out and proud. Lesson etched. Fair play's not absence of tricks, but presence of truth. Love's ultimate stroke. Pulling all forward. The wedding band caught sunlight like a wink from the universe that first anniversary. A lazy Sunday in late summer where Orlando's heat bowed to a rare breeze off the Indian River, rustling the fronds of our backyard ferns. We turned the old Thornton Park place into a nest, expanded with a sunroom for yoga mats and dog-eared novels. A herb garden where basil thrived stubborn as our vows. Breakfast was pancakes stacked haphazard, Ethan's specialty. Drowned in Logan's blueberries and syrup sticky as nostalgia. Eaten cross-legged on the kitchen floor because the table was buried under scouting reports. 5 years coaching, he mused, licking a thumb, eyes crinkling. Feels like yesterday you were tricking me into hero worship. I laughed, syrup dollop on nose, swiping it with his finger to his mouth. Hero? Still working on that. But you, head coach, Nationals berth. Legend. Humble shrug. We. Always we. Truth, bone deep. That public pivot post-MACS had been seismic. Pushback fierce. with Slack channels buzzing boycotts and a state rep grandstanding on Fox about family values. But the tide turned humanistic. Student protests with "Love the Lancers" signs, corporate sponsors doubling down on diversity clauses, even a TEDx invite for Ethan on vulnerability and victory. Our life wove fuller. Jake, settled with his wife in Atlanta, flew down quarterly. Bar hops at Wall Street Plaza, him ribbing, "You saps still disgustingly cute. Kids next." We demur, content in duodom, but the seed planted. Adoption seminars crept into calendars, daydreams of tiny splashes in our pool. Work synergized. My outreach program partnered with UCF Aquatics, clinics swelling to weekends. Inner-city kids from Pine Hills, Lading's families from Kissimmee, all learning strokes alongside stories. "Mr. Alex, does Coach Ethan kiss boys?" a 7-year-old named Sophia asked once. Goggles askew, eyes round as lane buoys. I knelt, water lapping. "He kisses the people he loves best. Like how you kiss your teddy after a good dive." She beamed. "Yup, love's the best flow-a-tie." Echoed our core. Love is buoyancy, lifting through undertows. Conflict revisited subtle. A ghost in October's chill, FSU rematch, Tallahassee's Doak Campbell buzzsaw. Ramirez, head coach now, trash-talked pre-meet. Harlan's honeymoon phase over. Back to reality. Press ate it. Headlines pitting love story versus legacy. Ethan bristled, but channeled fuel, not fire. Drills intensified. Team forged tighter. Marco anchoring relays. Lena's dives sinking like clockwork. Meet night. Storm clouds brewed. Lightning flickering horizon as buses unloaded. Natatorium electric. Garnet faithful chanting. We led early, but 800 free. Our ace falters cramp mid-wall. Sub in Marco. Rookie nerves show. Stroke ragged. Seminole surge. Deck chaos. Ethan signals me to coach laneside. Rules flexed again. Breathe, kid. High elbow. My voice but his echo. Turn 3, Marco finds rhythm. Pulls even. Final 50. Head-to-head with FSU's ringer. Splash finish. Photo review. Tie. Shared first. Podium shared 2. Medals clinking. Ramirez's handshake grudging but genuine. Fair swim, Harlan. You too. No tricks, just respect. Post-meet. Team bus roars victory songs. Ethan and I in front seats. Hands linked hidden on gearshift. Told you. I whisper. We. Winter holidays blended families. My folks, thawed to affection, hosting a Seder-style potluck with Ethan's sister flying in from Beantown. Her wife a whirlwind of bagels and bad puns. Awkward edges smoothed. Dad clapping Ethan's back post a pickup hoops game in the driveway. Good form, son. Mom's furtive rainbow stocking stuffer for me. Progress inching like a breaststroke pull. Spring brought pinnacle. NCAA invite secured. Our first as co-leads. Indy Arena loomed April, massive and echoing. Where dreams drowned or soared. Training peaked. Taper week a meditation, bodies primed, minds laser. But betrayal's final whisper. Anonymous tip to compliance. Harlan Ellis nepotism inflating stats. Audit threat, practices shadowed by suits with clipboards. Ethan raged private. After all, sabotage. Prove I countered. Win clean. Prelims flawless. Finals eve, hotel suite overlooking White River. Tension taut as spandex. We made love slow. Reverent, anchors and storm. His whispers, I choose you. Always etching soul. Medley dawn. Coliseum thunders. 20,000 strong. Back lead-off poetry. Breast handover, seamless. Fly, Lena's arc perfect. Anchor me subbed for strategy. Full circle from that fake twist years back. Block, gun. Waters embrace, cool and clear. Strokes burn memory. Every lesson, every kiss, every fracture mended. Halfway, lead slips, opponent from Cal shadows. Dig deeper. Lungs scream. Ethan's voice phantom. Fair play, Alex. Heart. Touch. National title. Arena quakes, team avalanche, hugs, tears, confetti blizzard. Podium apex. Gold heavy, anthem swells. Ethan beside, arm official around waist, cameras immortalizing. We did it, he mouths. Post, press frenzy, Harlan Ellis. The duo that delivered. Audit, dismissed, stats pure. Summer solstice we adopt. Twin boys from Foster, Jamal and Kai. 4-year-olds with giggles like bubbles and fears like deep ends. First family swim. Pool deck chaos. Floaties bobbing. Ethan's patient. Kick. Buddies. Mine echoing. Jake uncles. Sophia from clinic now teen volunteer. Lifeguard whistle shrill. Years cascade. Nationals defended. Outreach national model. Pride floats we lead annually. Rainbow wake on Main Street. Old age whispers now. Silver threading our hair. Laugh lines mapping joys. Retirement pool in mind. Coaching legacy etched. Lesson endures. I tricked once. Learned fair play's grace. Not perfection, but persistence. Love, the truest current, carries all home. In America's vast blue, we float on human whole one.